Caribiner is a company that produces effective meetings.
You have a warning on the house out. Jack, you have a warning to take out the right podium. Stand by.
And I'm sure, working together, we'll have a very fine year. Thank you very much.
Holden, you are on standby headset, so Richard can hear this cue coming up.
Richard, I'm standing by. I'm by the film projector now. I'll wait for your go.
Standing by, ready for eye opener.
Standing by on house. The first cue is house out. House out, go. Right podium, kill. Tape roll, go.
Gentlemen, heed this warning before it's too late. When a prospect claims he hasn't got time to hear about your new product, do you just whine and turn tail? Or do you stand toe-to-toe, look him straight in the eye and convince him it's the best darn item to come down the pike since frozen raspberries? Well, if so, my friends, that makes you an expert. Oh, yes, an expert.
All right, General Patton is standing by.
Standing by on Patton.
I'll try and make it quick.
Go.
Yes, you're an expert, expert, expert.
Oh, yes, he's an expert now. He's a great big expert.
With an E.
With a capital E.
And it rhymes with P.
General Patton has just finished. Stand by. Do not
Fine food.
It's a nicely designed phrase.
I think Patton is supposed to come off here, the picture of him. Okay. He's done it all in red, white, and blue, and it really looks okay. Okay.
Are these things lined up? Not very well, are they?
They're a rough alignment from here, but that's one of the problems with it. It really isn't lining up that well.
Yeah.
When you have 5-string type press, it's, it's hard to read, and that's why I wanted you to see this. Okay, Andy.
A carabiner is an incredibly strong handmade snap link. Climbers use them to ascend very steep, difficult places, and that's what Caribiner does. It links management with their personnel, helping companies to deal with different and changing situations.
And to come to think about it, there is something you can do about it. You can make more than the best out of it. You can open up and be free and recognize that change is going to come. Tell me if you wouldn't mind, because sooner or later I'm going to be thoroughly English and talk and give you out, ways to handle things and show you demonstrations. But tell me if you wouldn't mind, what do you have to tell the troops?
We're dealing with a highly diverse business, and the individual units of this company are highly autonomous. We want to give them a better sense of their total corporate identity.
If we produce together some kind of perfect communication, whatever it is, how will they behave differently? What will they do differently after than before? Is that being too going for the jugular?
I don't think so. I don't know that we've, spelled it out in terms of we want these to be happier employees. I suppose there's just an assume that if they do understand better the company, what makes it up, and what its objectives are, that they will automatically be not only more satisfied, but more effective employees.
People are always talking to us. We want the audience to be aware of change. We want them to accept change. The assumption is when you do that management welcomes change, and that you, slobs, better catch up with us. The fact of the matter is that if you got a note, and you're top manager, if you got a note saying that the company's going to be reorganized, the first thing you think of is, oh Christ, what's it going to do to me? Huh? Isn't that true?
Caribiner, please hold on one moment. Bernie Wasserman, please dial the operator. Bernie Wasserman.
Bernie, can I speak to you for a second? Oh, sure, Rich. I just want to check with you about the demo at 2:30 for Union Carbide.
Okay.
There's no listing.
We'll start with the Star Spangled Banner, and then we'll go to service.
Service.
And we'll end with what's in a name, and I think that should be all right.
IBM is talking in terms of putting a room inside that room, because it's ugly as sin. And going to smaller and smaller pictures just becomes ridiculous.
Front projection wouldn't offer.
Front projection would be the most efficient way to use the room, there's no question about it. Stretch screen would be the most efficient way to change the look of the room.
Right.
Hi, folks. This is 35mm circle mass and color to be sandwiched for Captain Riley, which is a rush.
We're going to do the training with the computer.
Right in-house.
In-house.
We're ordering a package. We don't have to go outside and send people to school.
We're ordering a package from IBM that will allow us to use it.
Do you make up the programming book, the guide? You do.
Make up any number of them. There will be a guide that will be for programmers, so that if you have somebody else or one of my other people that comes in to make changes, they'll go to that documentation.
Yes, whether you're putting in payables, whether you're putting in payroll, whether you're putting in job costs, whatever. Yeah.
You also have a program run book which will tell the operator, regardless of who it is, how to run a particular job.
There's one other thing we might look into. I believe that Betty can be told to go ahead. Okay? Now what we should do is this. Yeah, we should change the sign over the store on the first one. We should change it to whatever it's
Pool's General Store?
Yeah, Pool's General Store. Yeah, that's right. Pool's General Store.
I've rewritten the entire script, and the major change that I've made is in the very beginning where we had...
The analogy?
The analogy, the fable part
Yeah.
that starts the whole thing off. Now, originally it was a grocery store. They
This is the thing they were uptight about.
Yes, they didn't like grocery stores, so I suggested we change it to general store. Well, general store does not work because we're talking about a very a well-to-do clientele of very elegant but rich ladies of the town, and people like that don't go to general stores. So what I've changed it to is J. Paddington Pool, yard goods and fine fabrics.
Let's go into the conference. The conversation. I think it went very well.
Yep, it was. I'm pleased. Les will be along in just a second as soon as he gets himself free.
You know what I was really happy about, because I think we're all in agreement as to how we're going to handle this particular client. When I saw them a couple of months ago, I saw them on the premise that we really knew what the heck we were doing.
Is it really true that this is only a 1.5-hour meeting? And we're going all the way to Paris to put on a meeting that lasts 90 minutes?
Hi, how do you do?
How do you do so? I'm just explaining to Bernie the final rundown on the Exide show. It has been approved as of yesterday afternoon.
Good.
And it's got a very interesting piece of stagecraft in it, having to do with how we get out of the element that's called We've Only Just Begun. And our client is going to have a waiter enter with a bottle of champagne in a glass. He's going to have the waiter pour him a glass of champagne, take the glass from the waiter, and toast the ladies in the audience. And the element ends with a move on the screens that say, "I love you," written in the sand. On house to position 7, standing by.
Standing by on head and shoulders.
Go.
And I've been waiting such a long time.
warning on house to position 7. This is Mr. Cannell's head and shoulders speech. And Alan von Holden, you have a warning.
Looks like it's just out there all by itself.
No worries, if we move it back a little bit.
Okay. What do you think about the head and shoulders being moved in a little bit more? All right? Yeah, good. I put an 81A filter on the lens because we've got so much green in that, especially that green doesn't photograph too well, and this will warm it up and bring out the...
Will it do anything to the other colors then?
No, well, it'll make it come out nice and rich. But there's such a predominance of green. Okay, shall we do it? Go ahead. All right. Here we go. Let's see. What we can do is shoot negative positive coated or shoot a negative positive halftone and gel those and double expose them for solarization.
Can we try the Codalist, the negative positive Codalist?
Sure,
Try that.
Do you mind if I jack off? We're on to what? Hue
So
blind?
we're on to Hue blind.
Now they bought this. They bought the basic fun idea,
They
right?
really liked it. Annette's making a few minor changes, but basically they really liked the script.
There's a section though that you should review because Betty's coming in, and we spoke just a short while on the phone, and I told her that I felt that it was perfect for her. The script is very tongue-in-cheek, and I just thought she'd have a lot of fun doing it.
Basic problem is that we have to use a German accent, a Russian accent, an English accent, perhaps an Australian, and perhaps a French. And they will be speaking English with these accents. So the problem's going to be coming in at the recording session. We can't make fun of the different nationalities, particularly the German.
Of course, in a way, you can't help but be funny, right? I mean, isn't that the intention?
Yeah, oh yeah. Because of the Hue blind, the people came from Germany, and there are Hue blind descendants in the audience. So you have to be very careful of the German one, but the others as well. It has to be done to be light and fanciful, but not poking fun at Russians or English people or Australians. Good morning, sir. Can I help you?
Good morning. My name's Henry Sliker. I have an appointment with Donna Cassavant.
Oh, okay, sir. Would you like to have a seat? I'll
Thank you.
call for you. Donna Cassavant, please come to the front reception area. Donna Cassavant.
Donna, I like those opening and closing numbers, and I think we should go with them in all the cities where we've put on this show.
Good. I'm glad I didn't have to talk you into it. I think it's a good package, and it's short, brief, and to the point.
Jerry, how high should the stage be?
Well, we don't actually require a stage, but most ballrooms seem to have them at one end. And if we could put our screens up on that, we'll do that and rear project from the stage end.
Yeah, it's an interesting point. We had quite a problem, deciding which way we would go when we were in Tulsa. And we decided to go rear projection. We think this is a much better idea because you don't have all the people turning around and trying to decide where the equipment's coming from, what it's doing. It really is very effective because it's a big secret. The mystique of it all is very important.
I think we're going to exit our audience here. Charlie told me as of yesterday that this is going to be completely blocked off. They will have tables that will not totally block the doors off. It'll be passable, but they're not going to allow them to go out of there. So you have a restaurant here and a restaurant that starts here and runs up to here.
This is brand new input for me. Bruce said that would be open and that they were going to keep it closed during registration on Saturday, so the guys that have to, on registration Saturday, which is what we first talked about, he said, look, I don't want you to use this opening here on Saturday because the guys are coming in here, they haven't registered yet, they don't have badges, they got to go through registration, and I said, well, that makes some sense, I guess. That's the first test until they get through, but I said,
I got to tell you that is not going to work.
Is it possible for you to mix it in to the mix while it's happening?
This time.
The power of the steam locomotive, devouring 100 pounds of coal for every mile it travels.
As you can see, Leslie, Nigeria is a hell of a big place, and for this mobile film, we just went all around the place from Jos and Kano in the north all the way down to Lagos. And we'll be filming right after the rainy season, which starts in January. Mobile people really set up this survey damn well, and there should be no big problem about that. The interesting thing is, of course, this This piece we're doing for IBM, where we've worked a short mountain climbing effort as a symbol of what the fact that one man can do a job, two can do it better, no one can do it as well as a unified team. What would you think of using a woman as narrator?
It's a nice shock, actually.
Right.
Yeah, because she's not, for crying out loud, going to be talking about mountaineering. I mean, she's drawing the analogy.
Exactly.
One alone can be fun.
But two can pursue heights beyond what one can do. For one and one is not just
It's looking good. It's looking very
something
good.
as magic doesn't see.
I like Susan's voice as well. It's cutting through very, very
Really coming through clearly. That's good.
Take a look at the superimposition as well. See how the superimposition works.
One person alone can be fun. But two can pursue heights beyond what one can do.
Both would do Paris. Right. Okay. And Paris is really what I'd kind of like to talk with you about and hear your feelings about.
Who's going to run that show, Bert?
I'd like you to push the buttons on it. I'm going to, by and large, hand over the staging area of it to Bill. So one of the things you should get on as quickly as possible is get together with your PA and find out when you're going to be able to start rehearsing here in New York.
Warning on house to half and then to full.
And standing by.
Standing by, ready for celebration.
Go.
Every one of us gathered here today has ample reason for rejoicing. We've accomplished many things, passed our own milestones, reached our goals, both individual and collective. This gathering is a time for the sincerest of congratulations and a truly great celebration.
Thank you very much, everybody. Going off headset.
Caribiner is a company that produces effective meetings. Meetings that get things done.